Hey there, what's going on everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make a quick video talking about not just a mirrorless camera, but one that, if I had to recommend a certain camera the most to people, I would say it would hands down have to be the Sony A6700. And that is for a lot of good reasons. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why this camera is my current recommendation for most people who do most things and do most types of photography, from everything from hobbyist to professional. And I'm also going to go over my top 3 lens recommendations. So really quick, to go over some of the key specs of the Sony A6700, if you aren't already familiar, this guy can shoot 4K 120 frames per second. That's a 1.5 times crop, and this is an APS-C size sensor. It's a 26 megapixel sensor, and let me say I have shot plenty of fantastic photos with this guy. The A6700 does bring better ergonomics than its predecessor, the 6600. I do also have like a grip extension on here as well. It's a small rig grip. It feels great without it, but it feels even better with it. So this, like if you have big hands like me, this really, it makes it feel like a full frame grip, if not better. Also, it gives it a little bit of drop distance on the base plate. That way you can comfortably fit your pinky on there. And given the fantastic battery life, if you do choose to take one of these on a shoot with you, it's comfy to hold. You're confident you won't drop, your camera with a lens on it, and it's got fantastic battery life. Yeah, it can do 4K 60, no crop with advanced stabilization. It's got auto framing, it's got the dedicated AI chip. There's a lot of really great stuff that they packed into this. It came out shortly after the A7 IV, which I actually had and sold in favor of this because I moved basically up to full frame at the time and I decided to move back down to APS-C just because I feel like this guy brought so much value, and the immense lens choices there is for the Sony E-mount, it just felt like the right move to me. The A7 IV is great too. Everybody's use case is different. But now that we've established, what this APS-C mirrorless camera is, what I like about it, all of the fantastic pluses it has, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the autofocusing. It's fantastic. It can keep up with anything: bird photography, sports, wildlife, let alone any kind of like portrait shoot or anything. It's just so nice not having to worry about having a manual focus with photo when it comes to like really getting in deep to get a shot that you want to get or something. It just makes the process that much more seamless, having a great autofocusing system. I think they're probably still at the top of autofocus currently in 2025, but it's getting dang close between, Canon's is really good also. Nikon's has certainly taken a step up, but we're going from A- to A+ when it comes to like Nikon to current Nikon to Sony. Anyway, the last quick feature I wanted to mention is this does have a scroll wheel, or whatever you want to call it, a front scroll wheel. Very nice. That way you have you're back to having 2 dials on these guys. Also, it's got the dedicated photo, video, S and Q dial. This is amazing. It's a fan-freaking-tastic placement and implementation of just dividing each category, photo, video, S and Q. Oh, this can do 1080 42 with autofocus. It's amazing. Yeah, I love the implementation of that selector wheel. It's great. All right, now let's get into my top 3 lens choices. The first one, do yourself a massive favor and get this kit lens with it. It's the 18-135. Very compact, excellent zoom. It's got kind of that Road Warrior range, like a full frame equivalent of 27 to like 200-ish, like very travel friendly focal range. I didn't buy this with my A6700 kit, but my God, it is so worth it just to get it with the kit. Like, even if you think you can't spare the extra money for it, if you're going to be, you know, using the Sony E-mount system on APS-C for a while, you're going to want to pick this guy up. I picked this one up secondhand off of like eBay or something, so I didn't pay full price for it, but these things are not cheap if you want to just buy it outright. So like, let me see what they're going for right now. Oh man, okay, it looks like price went up on them like everything else. I'm seeing some for $700, $800 here on Amazon. There's some listings around $460, $480, which I think is about what I paid for it on the secondhand market. So this is a lightly used one, still in great shape. And optically, when they manufactured these lenses, I feel like whoever was manufacturing them was running a real tight shift. I have tested a number of these kit lenses before. I'd owned this one before, and they seem like they almost all turn out optically phenomenal for the money. It's a shame that the price went up right now, but even more reason to buy it at that $100-ish discount when you buy it bundled with the 6700. But yeah, surprisingly, most copies of this lens are optically excellent. And the kicker, right now in 2025, stabilization is a big thing. And without getting too far into it, most cameras at a certain level will offer IBIS or in-body image stabilization, and you can do usually a digital crop above that. On the Sony A6700, it's either a 5-stop or 5.5 stop IBIS system, which is decent. We're getting into the territory now. I think we should see 7 at the minimum. Most IBIS systems, you know, regardless of the brand, you know, including Sony, should have a 7 to 7.5 to 8 stop IBIS system. So the fact that this has built-in image stabilization is actually a big help for the A6700. The stabilization paired with the IBIS on the A6700, it's hard to quantify stops of image stabilization exactly, but it feels like a 7 to 7.5 stop amount of correction to me. And when you're trying to get like slow panning shots, or I mean even on slow-mo, it does make a noticeable improvement with it. So even though your A6700, if you have one, has an, you know, a pretty dang good IBIS system in it, do not discount the fact that you can still have it a little bit better by having a lens with stabilization built in. And it seems like lenses with stabilization are pretty much going away. As far as, like, to my knowledge, I don't think Sony's putting out any new lenses anymore with stabilization on it. They're just relying on IBIS systems now. So if you guys can get this first lens for bundled with the camera or at a discount, I would keep your eyes open for it, because I cannot recommend it enough. It's a lens that I wish I should have got it a long time ago. So lens number 2 on my recommendation is actually the lens that is on the camera right now, and it is a total beast. It's this guy. It is the Viltrox Pro Lens 27mm f1.2, and this thing is a chonk, but it's an APS-C chonk. And this is, in a lot of people's opinion, the closest you're going to get to a G Master on the APS-C platform. Guys, I have to tell you, as far as like what you get for the money, this lens is phenomenal. It takes amazing images to where it just blows away the background, and it's an excellent, decently priced investment. I think I paid about $600 after tax on it. I'm looking on Amazon right now. They're listed at about $580. In my opinion, it's well worth it. This new Pro lineup that Viltrox has been kind of delivering for us, they really are hitting it out of the park lately. So lots of good stuff. Super quick overview on it. It has a very close focusing distance. Love that. It has an aperture ring where you can click and declick with a little selector on the side, so it's smooth right now, and then clicky just like that. And you can move the iris range to let's move it back to automatic for right now, but you know, kind of in line with what we see with Sony full frame lenses now. It has a 67mm filter thread, and it does have a customizable button right there. I have mine set to toggle manual focus on and off. It works fantastic. Optically, this is, you know, definitely well worth the money. If you are really pixel peeping at f1.2, it does soften up a little bit, but stop it down, you know, f1.8, f2, f2.2, it will sharpen right up. But yeah, the range and versatility that this guy gets you is just, in my book, it's kind of a no-brainer. I almost feel like this might take the place of the other lens, which is like a no-brainer or a go-to. Lens number 3, the Sigma 16mm f1.4. And I know if you've been watching camera reviews, it's probably in everybody's video or everybody's like top so many lists. That's just because it's such a fantastic focal length. It's 24mm full frame equivalent at 1.4. You know, it's kind of, the design is a little bit long in the tooth. If you see this 17 right here, that actually means that this model was manufactured in 2017. So this 16mm f1.4 Sigma lens has been, you know, historically like one of the best selling lenses that there is for E-mount. And, you know, it was made in 2017 and it's still trucking for, you know, a very good reason. They hit it out of the park at the time, but again, it came out in 2017. Considering newer options like the Viltrox I mentioned, or consider bagging both after a certain period of time, I would say that either one of those two lenses would be great choices and you really can't go wrong. Also, I would say that the price is still right with the Sigma 16mm. They're still going for around 400 to 450 USD, which is very fair priced in my opinion for what you're getting. It's a portrait shooting beast. It's fantastic for video. The chromatic aberration, that's the one thing where it maybe falls short on, but you can correct it in post, and there's still a lot of great stuff to love about it. So yeah. Okay, so really quickly, I wanted to jump back in here and I wanted to give you guys an alternative to the 16mm Sigma. It's a lens that's much newer and arguably just as good, if not better. There's some trade-offs, but it is the newer Sony E-mount 11mm f1.8. So think of this as like, you know, in tandem with the third lens. It's like a bonus lens. You can either opt for the 16mm f1.4. It's a little bit larger, it's heavier, has a it's a 1.4, so it has a greater depth of, or a shallower depth of field. And then there's this 11mm 1.8, and this thing is extremely highly rated. I think right now it's going for like $700 on Amazon and Best Buy. I know I didn't pay that much for it. I think I got this like open box at a Best Buy. I paid like $450 for it at the time, but then tariffs and stuff. But if you can find a good deal on this as well, it is 100% definitely worth it. Optical fidelity on this, Sony's built-in distortion correction on it is pretty much perfect. It corrects for any kind of pin cushioning or barrel distortion on it. It's all corrected and it looks fantastic. So you know, this is an extremely tiny, pocketable, powerful lens. It's excellent quality. It's got Sony's new satin finish on it. Other than that, it's fairly bare bones. You know, you got that autofocus and manual focus toggle, and you do have a customizable button as well. And it has a, I believe it's a 55mm thread on it. It's fantastic for vlogging, obviously. And what I really love about it is you can always, it's good to have the problem of your shot is too wide, because you can always crop deeper into it. Like you can just, you know, quick hacks, like on a full frame, you could do an APS-C crop, or you could turn it up a notch on your stabilization, go from like on Sony's from like standard stabilization to active. Each manufacturer is different, but there are ways to cut into the image frame, but you really can't crop out or something like that unless you have like a speed booster or something. So it's a great problem to have a field of view that is too wide, because you can always correct that for whatever you need. But yeah, 16mm full frame field of view. This thing is amazing. If you can get it for a great deal, then that's even better. But I wanted to at least mention and throw this guy into it. So 4 lenses, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video on the A6700 and my top lens choices. If you learned anything, feel free to hit the like button, drop a comment, tell me what you think, whatever. Any of these lenses or equipment that I talk about will be linked down below, along with my recommended equipment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Later.